Hi, welcome to episode 34 of The Kitchen Sink, my weekly vlog. I am Eric J. Barkman, and today I'll be talking both about last week's episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., titled FZZT. It's FZZT. That's how it's spelled, so yeah. And also I'll be talking about Thor the Dark World. But first, we have a bit of a major piece of news regarding the MCU that just came out. Specifically, Marvel has entered into a deal with Netflix to produce 4 Netflix exclusive TV series, which will then culminate in a mini-series. Basically, the current idea is there's going to be 4 13-episode series, although they could potentially get more, depending on how they go. After which there will be a mini-series with the 4 characters from those series teaming up. Now, characters that are getting their series: Daredevil, who I'm sure most of you are at least somewhat familiar with thanks to the movie, even if you haven't, read the comics. Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones. And then, for those of you who are at all familiar with those characters, you're probably thinking, oh, so the miniseries of the team up is going to be Heroes for Hire. Well, no, it's Defenders, actually. Which still works. A Netflix exclusive series, what they do is they have all the episodes of a season come out at once. So my guess is what they're going to be doing in 2015 is they'll do, entire season of one of them, like say Daredevil. Then like month or 2 or 3 afterwards, they'll do a second one, and then continue doing that throughout the year, and then finishing with the Defenders miniseries. But of course, we'll have to wait to see if that's what they're going to be doing. So now on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Nothing really new as far as comic references, although I did have a nice cameo of Agent Blake, who appeared in the Item 47 short film that was included with the Avengers Blu-ray. Not to mention the fact that the episode was clearly related to Tory Tech, left behind after the Battle of New York and the Avengers. It's also a very fun episode. It was nice to see Fitz and Simmons getting a bit more screen time, and also nice to see Ward being a bit more human and relatable. And I'm loving that they're having Coulson investigating himself what exactly happened to him. He knows something's going on, even if he doesn't yet know what. So, try to see where that goes. Tomorrow we have another new episode titled The Hub, where Ward and Fitz are going to be going on a level 8 mission. Should be interesting considering the characters in the show are level 7 clearance. And of course, next week is The Well, which will be tying into Thor the Dark World. Be dealing with the aftermath, I'm guessing cleaning up after the battle at the end of the movie. And speaking of Thor the Dark World, saw that on Saturday. Loved it. I would currently place it at number 3 on my list of MCU movies. It's definitely a big improvement over the first one, with things like, even just like the look of Asgard. The first one, it was beautiful, like a painting. In this one, it was beautiful like a city that you believe people actually live in, and felt more real, while still being just as majestic. The action scenes were just so far above what we got in the first one. You could tell they had a much higher budget for this one, and character interactions were awesome. I know there have been some people complaining online about some of the humor feeling out of place. I didn't really get that. Like, most of the humor felt like it belonged in the places where it was. Although I was a bit iffy on the stuff with Selvig and not wearing pants in some scenes and wearing even less in other scenes. But that aside, I enjoyed the humor in the movie and the action. It's very good. As for references to the comics and hints at upcoming stuff, obviously there was a lot of stuff that's, the same as in the first one, main characters and such are. Malekith and Curse are both villains from the comics, dark elves. Interestingly, in comics, Curse was originally Algrim the Strong, as he was in the movie. Although in the movie, say, the Curse we saw in the movie, as there were movie it showed that there were more than one. But Algrim the Strong had been a dark elf who had been betrayed by Malekith, and later on was turned into Curse by the Beyonder in order to get his revenge. Whereas in the movie it was just straight up, he became cursed as part of his duty and continued working for Malekith throughout. However, the more interesting thing in my mind is the whole thing with the Infinity Stones, as they were called in the movies, which would be the Infinity Gems in the comics. Now, the comics, the Cosmic Cube, which is what the Tesseract in the movies is based on, is something entirely different than the Infinity Gems, but movie they seem to be combining the concepts, as they revealed that the Tesseract is one of the Infinity Stones, and the Aether is another one. Now, the Infinity Gems in the comics are each have their own specific thing: space, mind, time, souls, so on. The ones we saw, the Tesseract seems to be the space stone, as well, that's what it does. It's, a door across space. The Aether seems to be the power gem, the power stone, as it's all about, giving people more power to, do stuff, like destroy the universe or whatever. And at the end, the mid-credits scene where they gave the Aether to the Collector, who is also a character from the comics. I mentioned him before because he's going to be appearing in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy movie this next August, where plot seems like it'll be revolving around another one of the Infinity Stones and the characters trying to get it. Or, I think it's Guardians themselves have it and everyone else is trying to take it from them. I think. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thumbs the video up if you like it. Thumbs it down if you don't. And subscribing would be great. If I get to 10 subscribers, I'll be doing a gag reel. So, have fun.